Hello, I'm Charlie Johnson with Maverick Boat Group, and I'm sitting aboard our new Cobia 240 dual console that we released in the winter of 2019. If you'll spend a couple minutes with me this morning, I'd like to take you through the whole boat and show you how special this boat really is. So as I take this walkthrough, I want you all to note a number of things, but one thing especially is important about this boat is just how well laid out it is and how well designed it is. A lot of people think of comfort in terms of just cushions, but really when you're thinking about a boat, you should think about how comfortable the boat is to spend all day on, and that goes beyond just the comfort of the cushions. Obviously this boat has tons of cushions, they're very, very comfortable. You want to think about things in terms of getting around the boat, how easy it is to get into things, how easy it is to get something as simple as a drink. Your day on the water should be nice and relaxing, should not be a lot of work, and that goes into the design of the boat. So as I walk around, I'm going to talk about a lot of that stuff, but really keep that in mind. So let's talk about the first unique thing about this boat, and we'll start at the bow. You can see we have our U-shaped seating in here, and this is accomplished by having this insert right here, which nicely finishes out this area. But what's important about this is this can be removed, and I've unhooked the clips that allow it to stay in there typically, so I can nicely remove it out of the way. But what's great about this is it allows you full access forward, so that way you're not reaching over cushions or anything like that to get to your cleats when you're around the dock and tying up, or to your nav light, or even your anchor latch or anchor system in here. This boat comes optional with the Windlass. You have this great big anchor locker, deep enough to fit 300 feet of rod and chain. Comes with our optional stainless steel anchor setup. Even has a wash down in here, so you can wash off all that gear when it comes on the board and you're not bringing in any mud and gunk. Notice also that you have this nice lid that opens up and stays out of the way with the friction hatches and go completely over like that. It's not resting on the cleat, it's not going to mar that lid at all. A big wide opening, easy to deal with in here. What's also nice about this is when you have our standard bow boarding ladder in here, this is a great feature for accessing the boat from the sandbar. You're not going to have to swim around maybe the back. If you want to stay dry, you can jump right off onto the sandbar. You can come up on this, you have a clean space here, no toe stubbers, and you can walk right down into the boat very easily, where otherwise you'd have to be climbing over cushions to get inside. So this boat has tons of seats. It has dedicated seating for 9 passengers, all on this tri-colored Bentley stitching, which comes standard on the boat. Not only does this upholstery look great, but it cleans up very easily. It's made with the highest quality vinyl, so it has that nice antimicrobial finish to it, so it'll resist pinking, resist mildewing. It's also double stitched, so it holds together really well. All around, just an excellent cushion package. It's also extremely comfortable. As you can see here, I'm up here in the bow. I'm laid back in this position right here. I have tons of leg space. I'm 6 feet tall. I can stretch out my legs very easily. I can sit back. I have a handle right here. Also cup holders are at every seat. USB ports so I could charge my electronics if I would like to. Just an excellent arrangement of cushions, laid out very, very well and very well designed. I mentioned earlier about comfort going beyond just the cushions. You saw me seated in this cushion earlier. Very nice and wide, super comfortable. I could kick back. It's really, really nice. But we haven't eaten up too much space with it. And what I mean by that is that we still have a big wide opening here. It's very easy to get forward and back. When people are seated here, their knees aren't bumping or something like that. Also, there are little touches like this that lead to comfort as well, that the lids can be opened without moving the cushion. That's a big deal. It just makes your day that much easier. We do that by putting the latches here on the side of the wall of the lid there. You see also big opening, so it's easy to get your stuff in and out of. You're not going to tear stuff up when you're pulling out of it. And all you have to do to close it up, drop it up, and do that. And also those latches are lockable, so you can go ahead and lock those and keep your valuable contents nice and dry and safe. Another really nice design element is just an added touch, is that these buckets are insulated. You have one on the port and starboard side, so you can, if you like, put ice in them. It will keep drinks cold for the day. They drain overboard, so that water isn't going to be going into your bilge or anything like that. But it's really nice to have those kind of options where you have multiple places to put drinks or ice or that sort of stuff. Another great feature about this boat is this optional bow table. Everything stows away very nicely, so it gets completely out of the way. But this functions both as a great picnic table to fill in that U-shaped seating for a sandbar picnic, something like that, afternoon cocktails. Also can be adjusted so that it works great also to finish out this whole padding area up here and create a great sun lounge. As we pass through to the back of the boat, there are a number of things to note here, and this goes to show the attention to detail and the actual quality of the boat. First off, let's talk about closing yourself off from the elements if you're back here in this position in the cockpit area. First off, we have this nice big acrylic door here. There's no starboard on the boat at all. You're not going to have any issues with the starboard yellowing or getting dents or divots or scratches on it. It's all acrylic. You can see the door closes. It latches very securely. As I go through the boat, note how robust all the hardware is on the boat. The cleats are 8 inches, 316 stainless. Everything is 316 stainless. But just like oversized hinges like this, for instance, on this great standard windshield, you can close it very easily like that. There's nice stainless steel trim framework on it, tempered glass. Has your wiper as well, so you can clean that off really well. But just high quality parts, high quality finish throughout. Now I'm seated behind the captain's chair. You can see how comfortable I am. Big wide seat, very cushiony. Has an armrest that can be pulled down, shifted, and kicked back like this. Moved out of the way so I can easily get out from around the seat here. But there are a number of things to note on the dash. First off, how everything is arranged, how I can see all those things that I really need to see, and things that I'm use frequently throughout the day are right at hand's reach. I have the Garmin 10-inch unit right up here. I have a Yamaha gauge, CY6 gauge right there. Optional Garmin VHF package. Optional JL audio system. This system comes with 8 speakers, 4 down below, 4 up top, and the standard hard top. Also with an amp, so really nice speaker system and stereo system on this boat as well. Boat comes standard with the tilt steering. It allows me to make tons of adjustments here, whether I'm standing up, seated. This seat allows you to basically pull up this bolster underneath it. I'll show you that in a second, and use it almost like a leaning post. That way you get nice and high. You don't have any breaks with your visibility through the windshield here. That's really important. When I'm up standing, I can see over top of it. When I'm seated, I can see right through the glass here, so I know exactly what's going on in front of me. You have cup holders, once again, USB port, 12-volt plug here if you maybe have a spotlight or you want to blow up some towable pool toys or something like that. But really nice setup. I have my nice footrest under here with the SeaDeck packaging in it, or SeaDeck pads in it, excuse me. It's super comfortable. It's a great place to sit back and go for a cruise. I can talk to everybody really easily back here and be part of the action, but also maintain complete control. So now I pulled up this convertible bolster here. It makes for a great seat that gives me a little more elevation here, almost like a leaning post. Also gives me more room when I want to stand up and drive like this. And like I said, I have great visibility. I'm not going to bump into anything here. If I need a handrail, I have it right here on the hard top. This seat is adjustable, so it slides back and forth. So depending upon your leg length or that sort of thing, it can adjust to your comfort. The one thing we take great pride in here at Cobia is storage space, and that's because we're all boaters. And the more time you spend on the boat, the more you come to appreciate little things like this. So, for instance, we have this big storage here that's behind the helm. Once again, nice acrylic door there, opens up. Got tons of space in there. We have our life jackets and PFDs in there right now. This is also where your bow boarding ladder stays. This is where your table pedestal stays as well. Tons of space in there. Allows great access to the back of your helm. Right? It is lockable. All these latches are lockable, so you can secure whatever you want in here and keep it in the boat at all times. Another great big spot under here, this nice in-deck floor storage. This goes way forward. You can put skis in here. You could put wakeboards, towables, all kinds of stuff. We have bumpers in here and lines and even camera gear in here today. But it's a huge box that can fit tons of stuff. It will not get wet down in there because it has a really nice deep lid trough, big drains, so it evacuates all the water really well. The lid stays up and out of your way. It's not going to fall on you when you're putting stuff in and out of here. But it's all these little things that go into making storage boxes that work and make your day a lot easier. Now let's talk about the head a little bit. Go ahead and open up this door. Opens up really easy. Gas sock assisted, so it pulls this door open. You can see how thick this door is. Really, really nice piece of equipment. Oversized hinges. This thing is built to last for sure. Also note how all these compartments have an interior finish on them. That's unique. So it actually has a liner as opposed to being sanded and sprayed with gel coat, or maybe put something like what's called monkey hair in there, which is almost like a vinyl, which is eventually going to deteriorate, but not at all on these boats. Nonetheless, you have this nice head in here, macerated china head as standard, teepee holder, nicely accented with the koi on countertop. Has a sink in there as well. Freshwater shower. Freshwater is standard on the boat. It's got a 9.5 gallon tank in it, so lasts more than a day for sure. But just a really nice setup, easy to get in and out of there. Great head for a boat this size. So another great element of this boat is this great passenger seat right here, and it's convertible. So in this position, I have a great backrest that allows me to sit out back, maybe converse with the people in the back seat here. Also look out if maybe there's a skier. This boat comes standard with a ski tow bar on it up on the hardtop. So it allows me just a great viewing area from looking out the back. Super comfortable. I could fit another person on here if I wanted to. I'm still in the action talking to either a person could sit up front if they wanted to, or sitting at the helm. But check this out. All I have to do is move it back. Now I have a great seat forward here, great passenger seat. I can see going forward. I can also turn sideways like this. I have plenty of room to be able to talk to everybody in the back. And then another adjustment is putting it all the way down for just a great chaise lounge. It's just a super comfortable spot to kick out, relax, listen to the music, talk to the driver, look out the back. Another thing that's unique about this is just how well the space is used in this boat. Right here under this seat, I was just showing you before, is a 92 quart cooler. It's well insulated. It's going to keep ice all day long. Plenty big enough to fit a whole sandbar party's worth of stuff in. But notice where it is. It's out here on the back side of the boat. We're in sort of in the middle of the action where everybody is going to be. It also doesn't require pulling out from someplace or just difficult getting into. It's very easy just to open it up, get a drink, close it right back up. Does a great job holding ice. In front, there's also another storage box. Once again, just more storage. You can never have enough storage. Continuing on the theme of cushions and comfort, I've gone ahead and pulled out this aft seat here. A bunch of things to note. First off, see how nice and big it is, how deep it is. Just super comfortable, supports your legs under here really well. It's great to kick back. You could fit 3 people on here, maybe 2 adults and a kid, but just an excellent seat, super comfortable, and chat with everybody. But one thing that's unique about all this whole setup is how easy I can put all this away and go from sandbar mode or cruising mode into fishing mode. And so watch this real fast. I'm gonna go ahead and put this seat away. And I've also pulled out this seat here, this jump seat. This is a great use of space. We could have left this as just plain fiberglass here, but instead we decided to do this jump seat. And you can see it's nice and comfortable. It's perfect to chat with everybody back here, perfect to watch that skier maybe, or something like that. But like I said, easy to put away. So now we're in fishing mode, and what I mean by that is we got our seats tucked away. They're completely out of harm's way. We have a nice cover on the back side of this cushion here so that you're not going to get any fish blood or hooks or anything like that. See how much cockpit space I have back here. It's really nice to be able to get around, move around very quickly. The boat comes standard with a 22 gallon live well with this nice acrylic lid on it so you can see the baits in there to make sure everything's doing well. It comes standard with in-floor fish boxes, 24 gallons a piece. Both sides, those are insulated. You can macerate them via option. But they're really nice fish boxes, and it's something that you really need to take note of if you're considering fishing. First off, they have the nice friction hinges on them, so that lid stays up, out of the way, It can fully open up. A lot of times you have gas shocks used on these kind of lids. Doesn't allow that lid to open all the way up. Important thing about that is it creates a wide opening. This is where you're going to be, where you're gaffing that fish and bringing them aboard. You need a big wide opening there. You need your lid all the way open. You need to be able to get that fish into that box easily. Also, these have real nice deep lid troughs in them, so any water on the deck is going to be evacuated. That way you don't get any detergents down in your boxes. It goes right out these oversized drains like this. This is just a great fish box. Both sides of the boat, like I said, right where they're supposed to be, right where the action is. Another great fishing feature is this bait prep area, or tackle station. Comes with the freshwater shower here, nice little sink, cubby hole underneath the koi on here. This is a great spot. I love this spot. It allows you to clean off your baits and put them in here and let them dry off before you put them in the bags so they're not getting moisture or salt on your other gear. Close that up. Speaking of baits or lures, you have plenty of tackle storage here. Here you have a dedicated box for your Plano boxes. It's again lockable. Great drawers for hooks, terminal tackle, leaders, weights, that kind of stuff. You have 3 of those. And what I love about this is where it's located. It's right back here at the back end of the boat so that you can have your gear at ready. If you're back here fishing and you need to change your lure or something like that, or there's a lot of fish around out there, you don't want to have to go in a compartment and dig out a bag or anything like that. All you have to do is jump right here. You can use this nice bait prep area, put your pliers up here, do all your rigging work, turn around, you're right back in the action. One thing that people talk about when they talk about Cobias oftentimes is our hard tops. And not only are they really great looking, but they also have a lot of functionality. This hard top is standard on this boat. Okay, it comes with the rod holders up the side. You can powder coat it just as this person has. It comes standard with this ski toe, which is up here, which is really nice. It's a great pull point. You have nice elevation, but it's very nice and secure up here. Also, you have this nice molded finish underneath with the recesses for your down lighting. These lights up here can be either in a regular white light or blue light that's adjusted on the switch panel, and you have recesses for your JL speakers up here. So just a really nice piece that provides a bunch of coverage, very functional, but also very stylish as well. So another thing that's really important to us as boaters is access to switches, breakers, that kind of stuff. And you look at this panel, and this is perfect evidence of this. This is right here. It's very easy to access. It has independent battery switches, okay? If you have multiple batteries, you have a switch for your engine, you have a switch for your house. You also have a parallel switch, so you could crank the boat off both batteries if for whatever reason one was too low to crank the boat off. Also has all your breakers here. So if you have a breaker issue, they're clearly labeled. All you have to go in, press the button and reset the breaker, and you're on your way. It's just really nicely located, well laid out, well labeled, very easy to use. So speaking of ease of maintenance, check this out. So I've already pulled this up a little bit. This is the electronically adjusted bilge hatch. And you can see how it opens completely up. You have this huge space in here to get down and maintain all your stuff in your bilge. It's really clearly laid out, so it's easy to understand. Everything's easy to get to. You don't have to move things out of the way. All the wires are labeled in there so you know exactly where they're going. Just a super easy setup, and it makes maintaining your boat a real joy. So I mentioned that this boat is built on our 240cc hull, which is a really popular hull for us. Runs really well in open water. I'll talk about that in a minute. But one thing we've done to take advantage of a boat like this and what you're going to use this boat for, that is sandbar hopping, a lot of snorkeling off the back, maybe pulling wakeboards, tubes, that kind of thing, is we've extended this back in here. So we've made it into an extended swimming platform, which is super nice because it gives you a lot of space back here. You can get down, take your gear off, let's say you're snorkeling, stuff like that. You don't have to throw it right in the boat. It's really easy to get up here from the covered boarding ladder. Once you get up, you have plenty of space to use the freshwater shower and rinse off, that sort of stuff. It also makes for a great platform to get on and off the dock from. So I can just simply step right onto the dock from here as opposed to having to step over the side of the boat. So it's a really nice addition. It's unique to this boat, and it makes things just a lot easier and safer around this back end. So we power this boat with the Yamaha F300. This boat does extremely well with this engine. Wide open is about 50 miles per hour. Mid-range, about 30 miles per hour. You're going to be getting 3 miles to the gallon with the 123-gallon fuel cell. That gives you about 370 miles range with it. So plenty of range. This boat has a 21.5-degree dead rise in the back end here. So that means that dead rise is the V it has back here. You can find boats maybe with more V. The problem with that is a lot of times those boats are going to rock back and forth just like that. We really like the 21.5 degrees because it provides a great soft ride back here in the back, but still gives you a nice stable platform so you're not constantly pitching around. Between that dead rise in the back end here, the big sharp forward entry, the big bow flare forward, you have a great running boat, keeps you really nice and dry, and is very soft. So thank you for spending time with me this morning on the Cobia 240 DC. I hope I've done a good enough job of showing you exactly how special this boat is, how well it melds comfort and fishability, how its design and its layout makes for just an excellent day on the water. Do yourself a favor, learn more about the boat. Go to www.cobiaboats.com. There you'll also learn where you can find your local dealer where you can go check out one of these boats for yourself. You'll be glad you did.